The Los Angeles Lakers were expected to be active in the trade market this season, and on Sunday they pulled off a great trade. They swapped D'Angelo Russell and 3 second-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton in a trade with the Brooklyn Nets. DFS was exactly what the Lakers needed, a 3-and-D type player. Perimeter defense has been this team's biggest need ever since Jared Vanderbilt's never-ending injury saga. And unlike Vando, Finney-Smith can actually shoot the ball. He's shooting 43.5% from 3 in 20 games this season. Okay, he's probably not going to be able to keep up that rate, but it's not unreasonable to assume that he can shoot in the mid to high 30s when he's surrounded with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and has Austin Reeves setting him up. In Finney-Smith, the Lakers got exactly what they needed. They landed a wing who figures to pretty much amplify every significant Lakers player in a big way. James now has a guy who's capable of shooting 43.5% from 3 to help space the floor. And for Anthony Davis, this means that his rim protection is going to become even more lethal when he has a more point of attack defender in front of him. And even Austin Reeves benefits because with Russell gone, the role of secondary shot creator is now his. So the Lakers, they didn't have to go add star power with this move to increase their overall star power on their roster. They made a move that was a perfect fit for them and by default makes everybody much better. So in this one, guys, I wanted to talk about the Lakers and how I think the Dorian Finney-Smith trade for them was an absolute home run. Do me a solid, guys. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Help me hit 40K on this channel. And shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. So per Jovan Buha, JJ Redick said that he's sticking with the current starting lineup of AD, LeBron, Rui, Max Christie, and Austin Reeves. He spoke to DFS and told him he'll be coming off the bench, and he said he'll continue to evaluate the starting group. And this is the right plan for now, but I do fully expect Finney-Smith to take Rui's starting spot eventually. In a perfect world, Christie will be able to take the faster guards while Finney-Smith handles bigger forwards. And now all of a sudden, you have LeBron James, who's going to have an easier time operating in the weak side help role that he prefers. And this deal is going to make it easier for LeBron to now rest on defense as Finney-Smith takes a lot of the burden from him. And while this is a far from perfect roster, the roster does make sense now. You got all of the roles that are filled with James and Reeves handling the ball, Finney-Smith and Christie defending it, Gabe Vincent doing a little bit of both, and all of them can shoot threes, which is huge. And also, don't forget, Connect is capable of hitting the 3, Hachimura. So this does a really good thing for this Lakers squad, and it really also adds some much needed rebounding and size. Like, this is a big Lakers team now, and Davis, it enhances him because he does everything you can ask a center to do. So there is balance, a lot more balance on this team than there was before this trade. And if this is the last move the Lakers make this season, it's a very, very good one. And it addresses the single biggest need this team has had. And, you know, it doesn't hamper the eventual rebuild that will take place once LeBron James calls it a career. And I think it puts the younger players in a prime position to get even better and to succeed. You know, Christie and Reeves now are in a position where they're going to have more responsibility, and this is going to really enhance those players as well. So the fact that the Lakers are able to add somebody like this and it does this much to their team for the 3 second-round picks, it was an absolute win for them. I give them an A for this trade. Now, guys, before I continue on with this video, I do want to talk about today's video sponsor, BetUS. And I was just curious to see what the Lakers championship odds are after this deal. I didn't expect them to go super up and crazy, but the Lakers, they are plus 3,500. And I do think the Lakers aren't done just yet. So if you guys are trying to wager on that or any other bet this season, you can check out BetUS. They're an awesome sports book that I've been using all season long, and you can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your second and third deposits up to $2,000 with the code YouTube150. So a big benefit of this deal is actually the timing of this deal, because now the Lakers are going to have a chance to see their new team before the trade deadline. And according to Jovan Buha, their intention is to do just that before making another deal, saying My understanding from team and league sources is that the Lakers are, now that they made this move, their plan is to see how DFS fits with either the starting lineup or the bench, just fits with the lineup, get some of these injured guys back, and then they will want to evaluate the trade market and assess what our needs and what are we willing to give up. The Lakers, they do find themselves in a great spot moving forward because they did not need to trade a first round pick in the deal to acquire DFS, and they have a month to evaluate their new roster, and they have the picks and tradable contracts to make potential upgrades. And it might have taken Pelinka this long to make a trade, but hey, at least the Lakers were able to pull the trigger, and it puts them in a good position moving forward. Of course, when you look at this Lakers team, guys, they got those 2 juicy tradable first round picks in 2029 and 2031. Those are still intact. They got the protected portion of the 2027 pick they owe to Utah, which basically means the Lakers can trade the rights to the pick on the condition that if it lands between number 1 and number 4, with Utah receiving it if it doesn't. They got swap rights in 2026, 2028, and 2030 on the table as well. I still do think this Lakers team needs a center, and there are other cheap yet meaningful upgrades on the table. We've heard Jonas Valanciunas' name come up a ton for months now. The Lakers, I think, badly need a true center, and in a perfect world, he could play minutes alongside Davis to cut down on Davis's wear and tear. And I think it's time to look for somebody because the whole Koloko experience, although it's great to see him back out there, I think it's not the long-term solution, and they got to better fill those minutes with somebody other than Koloko. And you're going to hear names like Richards, potentially Robert Williams III. And I think there's another interesting potential out there, and that's with the Lakers using some of their first rounders to strike a deal. You know, a Colin Sexton, Walker Kessler combination out of Utah makes some sense because it would address some more ball handling and a center, and that would essentially fill all of the Lakers' needs with some more ball handling, a center, and a 3-and-D wing who they've already added in DFS. Obviously, you know, trying to negotiate that type of deal with Danny Ainge would be difficult, but hey, if they can fork over an unprotected first for the pair, that can make sense. And I don't think they'll necessarily give up 2, but maybe you could do one of those, and then the middle ground would be that along with removing the protections on that 2027 pick. So I think that's something to look out for. Maybe the Lakers have another swing move where they can fill in the last remaining bits of what they need on this roster. So the next month is going to be crucial, and it's basically going to be a self-evaluation period for the Lakers to see what they have and what they still need to close the gap of them being a championship contender, because I think this is a really good move for them, but I don't think they're quite there in terms of competing for a championship. But maybe this goes extraordinarily well and the Lakers don't have to add anything else. But that's what makes this very important. They do have time now to self-evaluate and see, okay, is this going to get it done, or do we need to still be aggressive? There is time for those questions. And the biggest thing is, at least the Lakers went out and they got somebody who's going to make them immensely better. And then once Vandal eventually comes back, like, that's going to be an awesome tandem as well if Vandal can stay healthy. But yeah, this was a big get for the Lakers. They get it done at a very, very reasonable cost. I thought this was a job well done by Rob Pelinka and company, and the Lakers, they're going to be a much more improved team. Like I said earlier in this bit, it's not just about getting DFS. It's about what he means to the players on this team and makes them better by just being there. So everybody wins on this roster with this move. It was sending out what you didn't need and getting back what you absolutely needed. And when you look at it from that perspective, this was an awesome trade for LA. So guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the move? Do you think the Lakers still need to be active and make another move? Let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And once again, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. That is it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you all again in the next one.